Hello everyone and welcome to Platinum Life Gaming. I'm the Mad Gamer and this is the Robocop Rogue City Platinum Experience. Originally released on November 2nd, 2023, this first-person shooter about a former police officer named Alex Murphy who was violently gunned down while on duty and declared legally dead until Omni Consumer Products, or OCP, just wouldn't let our guy rest in peace. Instead, they use him as a test subject in their Robocop program, turning him into a half-man, half-machine super cop. We get a completely original story in this game. However, we will see a handful of the same characters from the movie, along with so many other amazing details, like the news intro you heard in the background a few seconds ago. And as a big fan of the movie, these details made me appreciate the effort they put into this game even more. I do wish they put a bit of that same effort into the cutscenes though, as you've already seen how unpolished they are. I will say that Sony did me dirty on this one though. And I laugh as I say that because the game went on sale early in March at an astonishing 85% off, so I picked it up. The dirty part? Well, it is now a free PS Plus game for the month of April. We have 28 trophies to collect. This game is rated at a 3 out of 10. It requires one playthrough on any difficulty, and there's a great chapter select to quickly clean up any of the missable trophies. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and I appreciate your support so much. Alright, let's jump right into it. The New Guy, a name dubbed by the local media for the newest criminal in town, seemingly set on taking over the city. All of the local gangs want to work for him, and they set out to impress. First up is the junk-pushing Torchheads. Junk being the it drug in Detroit. The Torchheads take over a news station to show the New Guy that they are worthy. Robocop arrives to uphold the law, and this is where we take over. We get the classic green targeting that we expect, and the unmistakable walking sounds familiar with Robocop. Fighting through hordes of enemies and killing all of them, a little extreme for the police, yes, but tough crime needs tough punishment, I guess. Killing an enemy with a computer monitor pops the trophy. Strikeout. Hahaha, trophy. During the mission, there's an explosion, causing Robocop to fall through the floor, and he takes damage, causing him to experience glitches, where he sees and hears past memories.
Darling, could you get the napkins from the cupboard? Sure thing, Mom. What are we having?
We are able to make our way to the final area of this level, and we get to breach the door into the newsroom. Upon breaching, we are not able to eliminate all of the perpetrators, and we lost a few of the hostages. This affects your evaluation score, which you get at the end of each mission. And of course, we need to get an A on one mission in-game. The rest of the scores throughout do not matter for the trophies. The final cutscene shows Robocop glitch again, seeing his widowed wife instead of the hostage. He is frozen and unable to act, as the hostage is held at gunpoint. Luckily, Officer Lewis arrives in time to save the hostage, but not before Samantha Ortiz, a reporter that was in the room, recorded the incident. This completes the breaking news quest and earns the trophy. Night has just begun. Along with Officer Lewis, we also have the desk sergeant as a returning character from the movie. Back at the police station, we meet OCP employee Max Becker, who was sent to oversee Robocop's performance. And this guy spells trouble from the start. After footage of Robocop glitching airs on TV, we are told to go see the tech for a diagnostics check, but I chose to stop at the shooting range. And on my first attempt, I opted to ADS. My final score earned me the trophy, dead on, for scoring 150 points at the shooting range. Knowing that I can do better, I tried a second time, and this time I chose to hip fire, and this is definitely the way to go. By the time I was done with this attempt, I had 2 more trophies, which included the hardest one in the game.
Yeah, super cop. Nice. Trick to that's just not aiming down the sights. And this guy is really good. He's just mopping up the trophies.
For scoring 250 and 200 points respectively at the shooting range.
The chip is in. Let's see what we have here.
The chip will give us an evaluation score for each mission.
I'm pretty sure that doctor guy's voice is Adam from Stellar Blade.
Our next mission is to find the whereabouts of Soot, the leader of the Torchheads. On the way to our car, we learn about a missing police officer, something we will surely follow up with later in the game. As we drive out of the precinct, we squeal the tires and bottom out on the ramp, just like in the movie. This is where we get a true look at the game. We have the option to free roam or head straight to the objective marker. Free roaming, we find multiple side quests, as well as some mundane police work tasks. These tasks are things like issuing tickets for parking by a hydrant, being drunk in public, graffitiing the walls, or causing a public nuisance. It seems a little silly for Robocop to waste his time on this stuff, but we did earn our next trophy.
One parking ticket is all it takes to improve
Uphold the
mindfulness.
law.
For issuing our first ticket. On one of our side quests, while we're searching for a vehicle belonging to the mayor's daughter, we end up in this garage. As soon as the garage door opens, I shot the propane tank and popped the trophy Nuka. Eliminate 3 enemies with 1 explosion. After eliminating everyone in the garage, and there's a lot of guys, be sure to search the first office before leaving. You'll be able to pick up this object and receive the trophy.
I'd buy that for $1.
Find the OCP skill disc.
Man, there's so many little Easter egg type things for the movie. So good.
You have to help me, man.
A couple of cops in the area need help with a dead body they found, and we can follow the evidence to multiple locations in the area, eventually ending up in this gas station. After finding a hidden room, we also find a peephole and camera. Thankfully, the murder was recorded and the tape is still in the camera. The only thing left to do is arrest the guilty actor, and you will get this missable trophy. Hard boiled. Help officers Kurtz and O'Neill solve a murder case. With all of our police work tasks or serve and protect tasks completed, as well as the side stories that have popped up, we should have earned a few skill points by now, and I recommend focusing on the deduction skill. Maxing this out will give you a significant XP boost for the rest of the game. As well, you will get to see all of the objectives on the compass, which makes things much easier to find.
It's Robocop!
Surrender your weapons.
And now it's time to focus on the main case and locating Soot. The clues lead us to an arcade, and like every area in the game, there are hordes of enemies to slaughter.
Tell me, where can I find Soot?
Straight to business, huh? Looks like you're my type of guy. But even if I want...
Once we make it to the arcade owner's office, we can interrogate him, and he'll tell us the location of the next junk shipment, but not where Soot is. Before leaving this office, make sure to push the button on the side of his desk. This pops the trophy.
No stone unturned. Look at us go.
Find a secret area in the arcade. And once you leave his office, if you take a right just after the nuke neon sign on the wall, you will find the area that opened up from pressing the button. While tracking down the lead, we end up in yet another gunfight, and we shoot this guy in the family jewels, earning the trophy.
Zip this up. No idea what that's for.
Shoot an enemy in a sensitive spot. We rescue a police informant who goes by the name Pickles. Pickles is able to tell us that the gang will be at the local slaughterhouse. So Lewis and Robo split up to find Soot. Once we apprehend Soot, we can walk him out. And as we are doing that, we learn that the new guy has captured Lewis.
Murphy?
Wendell Antonowski is the new guy's real name, and he shoots Soot for being a disappointment before he shoots Lewis as Robocop glitches out and is unable to help either of them. This completes the mission, and we receive the trophy.
Another fucking glitch. What a shit show.
Dead or
Everything's
alive.
ready.
Complete Soot's
Switching
final
back on
encore
already.
quest. Wendell escapes, Lewis is hospitalized in a coma, Soot is dead, and Robocop is under further observation for these continued glitches. This means we are forced to sit down with Olivia Blanche, the psychologist assigned to our case. Answer a few questions any way you like, as they do not affect any trophy at all. They will change the story narrative slightly around whether Robocop sees himself as a human or a robot, and how the public views you. This brings us to the evaluation score for the previous mission. Receiving an A, we earn the trophy.
Yeah, Officer of the Month. Sweet.
As I mentioned earlier, once you have the first A evaluation score, you can play the game as fast or as slow as you want. But before leaving the room, I found this chip. And equipping the Auto 9 PCB with any chip awards us with the trophy. All adds up. By this point in the game, you should have more than enough skill points to fully develop any skill. And doing so, we pop the trophy.
Practice makes perfect.
With that one out of the way, be sure to put your next 6 skill points into the engineer skill, as we will need to hack a turret later for a trophy. Once you have put 6 into the engineer skill, you are free to put the rest wherever you want. Now that Wendell is no longer associated with the Torchheads, we need to find a lead. Using the police database, we learn that the missing Officer Briggs had previously used the database to not only look up Wendell, but also a gang known as the Street Vultures. As we are about to head out to Vulture territory, Becker hires a new officer, Ulysses Washington, with the sole task of monitoring Robocop. We can show human qualities and help him, or choose to ignore him. It doesn't matter for the trophies. And we can head out. Once arriving in Vulture territory, we can queue up the hordes of bad guys. Some even rip around on motorcycles, giving us the opportunity to earn another trophy. If we can shoot the gas tank of a moving motorcycle, the trophy, Live by the Bike, will be ours. While searching around this area, we find the missing officer from earlier dead. We also find a lot of other bodies, all on ice.
I am in the freezer.
What is a freezer even doing there?
Progressing through the steel mill, avoiding snipers, I climbed on this train before I sent it flying through the door so I could progress forward. Turns out that I missed a trophy here, but I'll show you later on in the video when I got it. After detaining Spike, the leader of the Street Vultures, we are about to hand him over to another officer when an Ed 209 unit bursts in and reenacts a scene nearly straight from the movie.
Please put down your weapon. have 20 seconds to comply.
The situation is under control.
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
Stand back.
I'll do one better, cop. I'm out of here.
You now have 5 seconds to comply. 4,
I said
3,
everything is under control.
1.
Ed,
I am
stand
now
there.
authorized to use physical force.
This is the second hardest battle in the game in my opinion, mainly because at this point in the game you are not skilled up. I suggest you take advantage of the propane tanks and the thin cover options whenever possible. Health is scattered around, but on the difficulty I was playing on, Ed 209's attacks are so powerful.
Wow, that was a tough fight. Holy.
I did die a few times here, but I was able to defeat him and we received the trophy.
You have 20 seconds to comply.
Complete the Street Vulture's Turf Quest.
Opened your present.
Man, do I love good trophy names. With nothing left to do here, we head to the hospital to visit
That's it
Lewis.
for me, but talk to the security guard in the lobby.
And we can
He should
also
know
take a
more.
trip to the morgue where we learn that bodies are going missing, but only the ones with their brains still intact. Our next mission is to stop the vultures from robbing the OCP bank. After Wendell did not pay them, the vultures decided to take their money back. Battling our way through the bank, we end up at the vault, where we learn that the old man has spent all of the money on New Detroit.
Arnold's back with the money in the next. We're leaving.
You should be proud to work for such a great man. At this rate, soon there might be no one left to work for him. See what I'm talking about?
Following the trail back to the Vulture's base of operations, we plead with Spike to turn himself in. This ends the mission, and we pop the trophy.
Don't mess with the money.
Oh, it's good to see you, my boy.
Oh, nice. They kept
Leave
him
us.
too.
I want to talk to him in private.
And now we can go meet up with another returning character, the Old Man, who is the CEO of OCP. He meets us in the slums of Old Detroit, where Delta City is planned to be built. Chasing down another lead, we find out that the Torchheads have captured Spike. Saving him, he tells us that Wendell is collecting the brains from the corpses. You have to love the classic TJ laser gun twirl. Arriving at the mall and pursuing Wendell. As we get close to him, we are sent into our worst glitch ever, appearing to have the police force gun us down before we end up back home prior to ever being killed. We also are then shown the warehouse where Alex Murphy was killed. And finally, we have to confront Alex Murphy.
Myself.
That's it, Robo. Keep going.
Where's the chopper? The cops will be here any...
Wendell Antonowski.
Haven't you had enough yet?
With the help of other officers, we are able to arrest Wendell, and
He is a
Robocop
cop
can
killer.
function again. Wendell asks multiple times for his lighter, which I have
Hands
long
behind your
suspected
back.
was the key to him making Robocop glitch.
My lighter. It's a family heirloom. I wouldn't want to lose it.
We deny him and throw him
You'll
behind
need this
bars to
trinket.
rot.
It'll be safer in the prison depository.
This completes the story mission, Ghosts from the Past. And we earn the trophy.
Wendell's in prison and the old
Book
man is
him.
on his way out. Could this day be any better? Jeez, Steph, don't you have any respect?
Lewis has come out of her coma and the old man is now in the hospital having had a heart attack. Checking on Lewis and visiting with the old man, like a partner and good human would do before being tricked by Becker.
Robocop. Meet the
Becker
future
asks
law
us to meet him at an abandoned warehouse. Turns out he is hosting a live show of his UEDs, Urban Enforcement Droids, that he personally created at OCP and plans to use to replace the entire police force. Using Robocop as cannon fodder to prove his droid's capability. And this was probably the hardest fight in the game, but the checkpoints are very generous. Finding any area you can to get some cover is the best play here. And if you're lucky enough to finish this section in under 10 minutes as I was, you will earn the trophy. There can only be one. Our next mission is to head to the prison to question Wendell, who escapes with the aid of a mercenary group he hired by causing a prison-wide riot. Of course, he had to get his lighter out of the evidence room. He uses it to subdue Robocop, and lets him know that Lewis will be getting some visitors.
You're supposed to stay away from my business if you want to...
This earns us the trophy, Let's Talk, for completing Wendell's confession quest. Once Wendell has escaped, we are able to race to the hospital to save Lewis from an attack. But Lewis doesn't need help at all.
I'm all right, Murphy. I'm all right.
Dr. Blanche reaches out as her work computer has been hacked. This contains all of her information about the sessions she has had with Robocop. I have no idea why the game lags so bad every time Robocop probes another computer, but it does.
I got a special delivery for you.
But I haven't ordered anything.
I only need your signature. Can you please open the door? Engage! Caution! She's not alone. Robocop is guarding.
Before we know it, the mercenaries have arrived. We're in a massive gunfight, and somehow the building is on fire. When trying to get out of the burning building with the doctor, we are forced to go to the end of a long hallway. This turns out to be a dead end, but if you listen carefully, you will hear a cat meowing. Open the door to let it out, and we receive the trophy, a real hero. Save a cat from a burning building. Finally getting the good doctor out of the building, Lewis arrives to drive her safely back to the precinct. And now we can trace the cyber signal from the hacked laptop, which leads us into the sewers. It's here that we are introduced to automated turrets. Moving as fast as Robocop will allow, we can get around the other side of this turret and actually hack it. That is why we needed the 6 skill points in the engineering tree. Once you complete the hack, you will get the trophy. May be used against you. Hack an enemy turret. I did this on the first turret I came to, but if you wait, one of the next 2 turrets is much easier to do this, as you will be able to hide safely behind a wall and the turret won't be able to shoot you while hacking.
Lewis, I found the computer.
What did they need it for?
Retrieving and processing data from our evaluation.
Where was the data going?
OCP's mainframe computer. To access it, you need staff credentials, and they have been using Wendell's.
You're saying that OCP has Wendell on their payroll?
The old man is the one who signed his contract.
That son of a bitch. I knew he was behind all this. Can you send us over that data?
I'm uploading.
Heading to OCP, we learn that the old man is dead and that Max Becker is now the new CEO of OCP. Becker tells us that he expects us to be at the upcoming Detroit Arms Expo. And on the way out of the building, we learn that the entire police force has been fired by Becker. This completes the mission and pops the trophy, cashing out.
We have to be on the lookout for Antonowski.
Do you ever just stop? We won, so smile. Okay, don't smile. Creeping me out.
At the Arms Expo, Becker can't find the remote control for his droids. It turns out that Wendell has it, and he turns the droids against Robocop. Fighting our way through the expo grounds, we come across another Ed 209 unit, which tries to kill us. My advice here is do not enter this room. Just stay in the doorway and you will easily be able to take him out. Searching for Wendell, we are again glitched out by the lighter, and Wendell explains that the chip installed in our head earlier was a failsafe to protect him. He has been employed by OCP to cause chaos around the city, making it easy for OCP to go ahead with the building of New Detroit. Wendell leaves us for dead, and we black out from the pain.
We must erase you.
Waking up in the precinct, our comrades pulled the defective chip from our head, and we are ready to get back to work.
Murphy, how you doing?
I am doing well, officer.
During this time, a new mayor of the city has been elected, and rioting ensues. Robocop arrives to save the mayor and clean up the surrounding area. Now, one of the missions we have to do here is take out our third Ed 209 unit. I would consider this method I used both cheap and smart. For whatever reason, he would not walk over to where I was. Using the building as cover whenever I saw his rockets, I was able to end this fight easily. It is now time to find Wendell and finish this once and for all. Chasing him to the roof of a high-rise that's under construction, Wendell is scared when he realizes that the lighter no longer works on us.
Smoking kills.
With the old man dead, OCP has cut off Wendell's funding, and the mercenaries realizing this walk away from the fight.
Have your machines fight your battles for you. We don't work for free.
So, Robocop, prepare to meet your demise!
I am only human.
Then why don't you die like one?
In a scene nothing short of gory and violent, we dispatch of Wendell and earn the trophy.
Is it done?
Not arresting you anymore. Let's go.
Robocop is called to the OCP building due to massive carnage that is taking place. It turns out that the old man had more of an interest in the Robocop program than just the business side. We find out that the old man has made himself into a robot. However, he is not out to protect the city, so it's up to us to take him out. Being the final battle in the game, this was not a tough one. not needing to, but wanting to try out some of the skills we had upgraded, including extra damage, slow motion, and armor upgrades, just helped to end this fight quicker.
Wait, I see something!
Is that him? Talk to me!
After defeating him and narrowly escaping the entire building as it collapses on us, we get the trophy, Nice Shooting Son. Complete the game on any difficulty. With the main story completed, we missed just one trophy along the way. Taking advantage of the great autosave system I mentioned earlier, we are able to load up the save near the sawmill. And we make our way back to the train that we used to break through the doors earlier. This time, climbing the ladder after the train breaks through the doors rather than before as I did on my first playthrough, we can follow a path which leads us to an OCP container. Opening that container, we find a PCB for the Auto 9 in a secret area of the steel mill, and we earn the trophy.
Good eyes, Murphy. And there it is. To serve and protect, platinum number 333.
Acquire all the trophies. This game was fun, packed full of enemies to take out. I really liked the many nods to the movies, along with the numerous actors returning for their iconic roles. It really had me invested in the game, despite the fact that the cutscenes are not even close to polished. However, the simple, fun, enjoyable gameplay, along with no collectibles, with a simple yet rewarding skill system, it was well worth the play. This game took me just under 13 hours to platinum. Being a free game in April for the PS Plus subscribers makes it even better. I say, go out there and beat it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it, and maybe it even helped you on your way to your platinum journey. Until next time, take care, and remember, it's a platinum life.